Welcome, everybody. Can you hear me? Goodness me, look at you. Fantastic to see you all. A very, very warm welcome to NatWest. For those of you who are visiting us, and you're in for a fantastic treat of an amazing group of speakers today. And I don't know about you, but I just get so much energy from being in a group of incredible women. I don't know what it is. There's the vibe, there's the ambition, there's the energy, and there's something very special about it, isn't there? And so thank you very much for giving me that feeling tonight as well. I also remember my first time presenting to an audience like this, and it's terrifying, frankly. And I got given a piece of advice that said, talk to one person. So I need to pick the person I'm going to talk to. And they said, and imagine that person is your grandma. So I won't tell you who it is that I'll pick and who I think I can imagine is my grandma, but it seemed to work. So, but that's not why we're here today. It's fantastic to see so many people coming together to be part of this event, and I couldn't be more proud that NatWest's Gender Network is sponsoring tonight. It's such an important part of the inclusion work that we promote as a business to really ensure that every single employee can be their best and bring their best to work every day. But more critically, that we as a significant business in the UK represent the customers that we serve in a way that is truly inclusive, is diverse, but equally is ambitious and really is focusing on making that difference for every single customer who we have the privilege to call one of ours. But events like this really matter, not just because they're inspiring, because they are super inspiring, aren't they? Because they're practical and purposeful and timely. And I think that's the new name for our three guest speakers tonight: practical, purposeful, and timely.
I don't know if I can be timely though.
But three wonderful women here to give us their advice and counsel. And then I know there'll be so much to take away. Inclusion and diversity in NatWest aren't nice to haves. They're not nice to have for anybody or any business or any organization, society, or side conversations, but they're fundamental. And as a purpose-led organization as we are, it's about creating those conditions where everyone can contribute fully, where people feel confident to speak up and be heard. We know always, don't we, that decision-making improves, innovation accelerates, and we deliver better outcomes to delight. But more importantly, visibility and confidence and influence is what really matters, and enabling that for everybody is a role that we all have to play, I think. And that's why organizations like Women on Stage are so important, to create the platform to enable us to practice, to learn in a safe space, and to unlock each of your full potential, not just by encouraging other people to speak. And I do absolutely feel that we all have a responsibility to do that, and to be the voice for those that perhaps have quieter ones. But equally to value the metaphorical stage as well that shapes careers. And because representation matters, when women see people like them sharing ideas and leading conversations and shaping the future, and I know many of you here are role models in your own right, it changes what feels possible, doesn't it? If you can see and feel the person or what you want to be, then it almost makes it feel more possible, and that's part of what tonight's about too. And that brings me to why this matters now more than ever, of course, that we're living through a moment of enormous change, not least if you even look at the news today. Particularly in technology, though, and AI is changing how ideas are formed, how software is built, how solutions are built, how lives are run, and how industries are disrupted. And that comes with opportunity and responsibility, I think, for all of us. And AI reflects the people and perspectives behind it. We know that much of the first iteration of ChatGPT was trained on the internet, which is by its very nature necessarily biased. Those hundreds of millions of Reddit comments which were used to train GPT doesn't fill me particularly with a sense that therefore it will be equal and fair, and it's not. But then, with some ambition and courage comes other organizations that are fairer, do promote diversity and free speech and all of those things, and that certainly gives me a huge amount of hope too. And I think each of us here have a role to play to expect that and to demand it. And if women are underrepresented in the data, then the design and the decision making, the risks are real, from bias to missed insight, to reduce trust. And if any of you have read Hidden Figures, have you read Hidden Figures? That amazing book about how much of the data that exists in the world has been trained and has been developed specifically on men. It makes you realize that there is so much more to do still. But at NatWest Group, we are very focused on responsible, human-centered use of AI. Technology should enhance human judgment. I firmly believe that, and not replace it. And for many of us, AI can be a powerful enabler. I wonder how many of you used AI to get here tonight. Probably most of you. Supporting confidence, clarity, participation, while still keeping our authentic voices. And it's those authentic voices that matter most. And particularly tonight, as each of you are here to perhaps learn how to represent yourself or to share your voice more fully. And that balance is exactly what tonight is about, getting your voice out with and without AI, by the way. And this year also marks 20 years of the NatWest Group Gender Network, which is an amazing thing. And congratulations to everybody from our Gender Network who's hosted and organised tonight. And over 2 decades, the network has supported colleagues at all career stages, partnered with leaders to influence policy and culture, and helped embed inclusion into how we work and lead. And I'm super proud of that journey, which is never ended, of course, and I can't wait to imagine what the Gender Network is doing in 20 years' time from now. We'll hear tonight, though, from great speakers who will share their honest reflections, practical tools, real stories, not polished perfection, actually, but truth and learning and courage. And that's what's so inspiring about each of you there tonight. And so my encouragement to everyone joining us tonight is this: be curious and be open. Take something away that helps you show up more confidently, be that something that you've seen or heard, a phrase that you heard that you want to practice, a way of representing yourself. Copy something that you see one of these great speakers do, and just try it for yourself and learn. And it's amazing how quickly it can become a habit. And if tonight encourages even one person to speak up when they otherwise might not have, then it's already been worth it. And thank you again for being part of this. I'm really looking forward to the conversations ahead. And with that, I'm delighted to open the event, and thank you for inviting me.